Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Nero here. In this video, I will show you the upcoming update in the AFK Arena, patch 1.30.01. The most notable change in the update is they added the new Hypogean hero, Khazard, the Frozen Terror. They also added a new event, which is the Heroes of Esperia. So they also added a new chapter in the campaign, although I don't care much about that because I'm too far away from chapter 33. They also added 50 new floors in the King's Tower, making the total number of floors to 550, while also reducing the difficulty of floors around floor 500. The highest floor in the Towers of Esperia is 360 now, and they reduced the difficulty around floor 300. They also added new relics in the Arcane Labyrinth, and what I like about this is that they added new VIP perks, which extends the time limit for AFK rewards to be harvested for. Once you reach VIP 7, instead of 12 hours, you have 24 hours to claim your rewards. So for players that are not highly active in AFK Arena, that would be a good news. They also optimize the way items are sorted in the bag, and they also added stage information in the battle statistics page, as well as show the expiration date of the items in the mailbox. Some of the update information were minor, so I didn't mention them, and there are also changes in the heroes, but it was not shown here. If you want to see the other information, you can go to afkarena.net. Also, one more thing. It seems like they nerfed Lorsen. I'm not sure yet because I haven't tried Lorsen, but I think he was nerfed. He was not really nerfed, but apparently they have fixed a bug which makes Lorsen overpowered, specifically his inner sight skill. Anyways, let's check out the new hero, Khazard. So here he is. He looks really dope. And here is his ultimate skill, Frozen Mist. Khazard explodes, dealing initial 130% damage to all enemies on the battlefield, causing the battlefield to become enveloped in a frozen mist for 14 seconds. While the frozen mist is present, enemies will suffer 45% damage per second, and enemies with health lower than 30% will become frozen until they are able to recover 30% of their health, or the mist disappears. At level 2, enemies' health recovery rate are reduced by 70% when Frozen Mist has enveloped the battlefield. At level 3, the duration of Frozen Mist ability effects are increased by 16 seconds. So this skill is very similar to Ice Chimera. The good thing about this skill is that he can potentially freeze heroes for up to 16 seconds. Just imagine an AoE crowd control skill which can potentially freeze your heroes or freeze the enemy heroes for up to 16 seconds as long as their health is below 30%. Adding salt to the injury, the enemies will have their health recovery rate reduced by 70%. Imagine that. Isn't that OP? Anyways, let's look at the second skill, Glacial Shards. Khazard fires 3 Glacial Shards in multiple directions. Each Glacial Shard deals 150% damage to enemies which are struck, also causing them to lose 50 haste points for 4 seconds. Any enemies that are struck by multiple ice shards will be dealt 50% less damage by subsequent shards after second Glacial Shard. Damage could be increased by up to 170% and up to 7 Glacial Shards. Aside from freezing his enemies, he can also slow them. Third skill, Frozen Beam. Khazard fires an icy beam at an enemy which deals 220% damage to them and causes them to become frozen for 3 seconds. Wow, another crowd control skill. We all know how important crowd control skills are, especially in PvP and PvE. Anyways, the last skill, Frozen Serpent. While there is Frozen Mist present on the battlefield, Khazard's Frozen Serpent attacks an enemy with Ice Breath, dealing 160% damage to them, causing them to become frozen for 2 seconds. So, he has 3 crowd control skills, and it would be nice if he is a backline hero At level 2, when Khazard uses his Glacial Shards ability, the Frost Serpent will deal an additional attack to the nearest enemy target, knocking them backwards, dealing 200% damage to them. At level 3, as the effects of the Frozen Beam are about to wear off, Khazard's Frozen Serpent will smash the frozen enemy target, dealing damage equal to 20% of the health that they have already lost. So basically, as long as the enemy's health is below 15 or 16%, this skill will surely kill the enemy hero. Correct me if my math is wrong, but 20% of 80 is 16. That's why I mentioned 16% or below 16%, your enemies will surely be killed by this skill. Anyways, Khazard also has a very high attack power with 8,000 defense and 636k of health. Comparing to Belinda, he has slightly higher health, slightly higher attack power, but the defense of Belinda is higher by 900 points. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and test this hero. So I think that was Glacial Shard. Alright, that is his ultimate skill, which is really cool. His ult is really cool looking. There we go. So, his ultimate skill is really like Chimera's ultimate skill. AoE damage, damage per second. But the difference is, his damage is slightly lower than Chimera, but it can freeze the enemies, so which is really cool. The only problem is he is a Hypogean hero, so there is a very low chance that we can get him. So we cannot afford to get this hero. Another thing is, it's really hard to fit Hypogean heroes with the meta lineups, but that's only minor. If you're able to get Khazard to Ascended, he will really be OP. So here is Khazard's signature item, the Frigid Aura. So, frozen in perpetuity, this object emanates a coldness that is able to cut through the bone and steel. Signature skill, Frozen Curse, increases the duration of most negative debuff effects, which are currently affecting all enemies on the battlefield by 30% seconds. So to put it simply, a 3-second debuff or a 3-second stun will become 4 seconds or 3.9 seconds. So how cool is that? At level 10, normal attacks that deals critical damage now have a freezing effect that lasts 1 second. At level 20, normal attacks that deals critical damage now have a freezing effect that lasts 3 seconds. At plus 30, increases the duration of most negative debuff effects, which currently affecting the enemies on the battlefield by 60% seconds. So that's really long. Just imagine if he can deal critical damage per second with his basic attack, and the freezing effect will last 3 seconds with the increase of the debuff duration by 60%. The enemy would be frozen for 4.2 seconds. If he would be able to deal 1 critical damage every 4.2 seconds, then the enemy might not be able to move. Anyways, this is all in theory, and I do not hope to get him to Ascended. I think that would take years before I could get Khazard to Ascended. So, what do you guys think about Khazard? Please let me know in the comments. I would like to hear your opinion about him. Anyways, let's take a look at the changes that Lilith made in the VIP perks. So I'm currently VIP 7. So let's take a look. They raised the total AFK rewards harvesting time limit for 1 day. At VIP 8, it became 2 days. At VIP 9, 3 days. VIP 10, 5 days. Then VIP 11, 7 days. VIP 12, 9 days. VIP 13, 14 days. VIP 14, 20 days. And lastly, VIP 15, 30 days. So as long as your VIP level is high enough, you can get to rest for a few days. Anyways, resting for more than a day in the game means that you will not be able to get your daily quest. So it's not really a good idea to rest for more than a day. So I think that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.